Hey, my name is Kevin White. I'm the first shift chief steward for UE Local 728, and we represent about 350 federal contract employees at a federal facility in Kentucky. Now, for those of you that don't know what it's like to work for a federal contractor, it's pretty much like having the reset button hit on your career every 3 years with a new set of bosses put in place. Without union representation, progress in this type of work environment is nearly impossible. Now, when the latest contractor arrived at our facility, what that meant for some 15 to 20-year employees were that they would be making either the same or less money, and certainly being treated with less respect than the day they started. On the subject of unionization, we were told it couldn't be done because it had failed in the past. Union busters had divided people on political and social issues. Lots of people were discouraged. But when the time came for our group to organize, over 80% of the workforce voted yes in favor of unionization. And this all happened during a pandemic while the vast majority of the workforce was working from home.
I'm Jared Harris, Executive Board Member at Large for Local 728. Negotiations for our first contract had been going on for 6 months, and the company was not budging on important issues such as pay increases, management rights, and they did not want to recognize seniority. We hit what seemed to be a wall of hopelessness when the company denied us additional bargaining dates. The company was essentially trying to run out the clock on their deadline to receive reimbursements from the Department of State for pay increases to go into effect in 2020. We organized a strike in less than 24 hours, asking coworkers to call into work the following day. Over 200 people participated in the strike, and by the close of business, we had bargaining dates scheduled and a signed contract soon after. While we still have some issues to work out with insurance, we feel as though we have a great first contract and something we can definitely build upon.
My name is Holly Shoup, and I'm second shift chief steward with Local 728. Our local has been heavily involved in filing grievances on behalf of employees who have been disciplined unfairly or without just cause. A main issue we observed at the beginning of the year was employees receiving occurrences and or disciplinary actions for using sick time to cover time away from work, which is a violation of the executive order and our collective bargaining agreement. As it pertains to these grievances, we have had 3 settled in our favor before fully taking them to arbitration, where 2 employees had occurrences dropped and 1 employee also received back pay from unfair suspension. The struggle we had and are still having with any grievance is micromanagement and the company lagging on working with the union on resolving issues before anything becomes documented as a grievance. The company still wants to take the stance that even at a step 1 grievance, the issues we are fighting still need resolved at operations manager level, which is the contact in step 3 grievance. With that being said, when the grievances get escalated to such level, the operations manager refuses to work with us. Out of the 12 completed grievances, only 1 has been resolved and approved at step 2. Our local is continuing to hold the company's feet to the flame on this issue to make sure upper management, including the Human Resources Department, work in good faith with our union. We are an organized and fair union, therefore we are optimistic we will eventually succeed. Thank you.
I'm Ronnie Hollingsworth, President Local 728. We've had a lot of wins. We've had some small losses. We had our first 3 arbitration cases get settled by the labor relations for the company we work for. We are now getting ready to face our biggest challenge, and that's a grievance we had go all the way up to arbitration because the company is not wanting to allow us to drop our insurance, even though they agreed while we were in negotiations that if we got them a letter from the IRS saying no one would be penalized, they're still not allowing us. We did get the letter. They're not recognizing it. Not to end things on a gloomy note, we at the local decided to sponsor 10 children at a local school who couldn't afford clothes this year. I think we ended up putting in $1,500 for that. got everybody outfits, shoes, socks, underwear. What I'd like to ask is for every other local to be able to try to challenge themselves to do the same or more, or as much as they can. We're a new local. We've done it. Everybody should be able to take care of their communities. Thank you.